you were discussing the innovation chain. Now, I appreciate you're focused at the on-farm end of that, but what's your view of that wider picture as to how right or not we've got the innovation system in New Zealand running for the dairy industry in the sort of terms that Peter's been talking about of those extraordinarily more sophisticated products?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a research background. John and I started out together, actually, and my research area when I was in the early 90s was actually looking to add value to milk on farm through nutrition. And, you know, we got to the stage where we had stuff that was potentially around the fat area, something you could do on the farm and take it through the market. But you strike this age-old problem of the fact that someone has to give you a premium in the market for the product. So there's a lot more involved than just science push. And that's one of the things we've got to understand here is that someone, as John said, you've got to understand your consumers and they have to want to buy it. So it's often about responding to more often about responding to their needs than coming up with an innovative idea. And that's just the hard reality of it. And I learnt that through being a scientist and finding it hard at the other end. Then I moved into the commercial side at Dairy Board and then Fonterra, and I could see why it was so difficult when you're dealing with 2 million tonnes of product going overseas every year and having to keep that volume going and place the volume and at the same time take innovative sort of ideas through. But I would say, from what I know, you know, Synlay's doing a very good job, obviously, around innovation. Fonterra have got a lot of stuff going on. You're just not hearing about it. They've got a lot of good stuff, exciting stuff going on. And I'm not Fonterra, so in my own view is that they are probably one of the most innovative dairy companies in the world also. It's just you don't hear about it. If you consider what's going on in the US, where I lived for 4 years in the dairy industry and I know what the companies are like there, Fonterra are up there above them in terms of their level of innovation post-farm gate. There's some really quite sophisticated stuff going on. So, you know, Valio, on the other hand, in Finland, they're probably possibly the most innovative company in the world. But then they're also getting huge direct payments for their farmers in terms of producing milk. The government are supporting the company no end. They're producing milk where they probably shouldn't be in terms of milking cows. So that's why I come back to this thing where you've got to maintain in a market like ours that's totally unsupported and you know, subject totally to the cycles of exchange rate and commodity prices and input prices. We've got to maintain that low cost base to launch these innovative ideas. So personally, I'm actually happy with where things are heading with the innovative companies like Synlay and from what I know other companies are doing. I'm actually quite encouraged by that, and from what I know is happening overseas. So I think New Zealand is very, very well positioned to lead in dairy on the sort of post-farm gate innovations. We've got some great people.